Welcome to Starsnip Gossip. What happens when a celebrity-backed mental health company goes from a highly publicized startup with millions behind it to a business accused of quietly falling apart while investors allegedly had no idea what was really happening? Selena Gomez and her mother Mandy Teefey are now facing a serious fraud lawsuit, and the allegations are putting their entire Wondermind story under a microscope. Investors say they put nearly $1.2 million into the company based on promises that allegedly were not what they seemed. And trust me, the allegations get much messier from here. Here's what is happening. On August 13, 2026, two investment entities, Wondermind SRS44 LLC and Bespoke Wondermind LLC, filed a federal lawsuit in Delaware against Wondermind Global, Selena Gomez, Mandy Teefey, and former co-founder Daniela Pearson. The investors say they invested nearly $1.2 million in Wondermind in 2022, believing they were backing a promising mental health and wellness platform with the infrastructure, leadership, resources, and business opportunities needed to become profitable. Instead, they now claim they were misled about what was actually happening behind the scenes. One of the biggest accusations is about Selena herself. The investors claim they were led to believe Selena would be actively involved in building Wondermind as its head of marketing, using her enormous social media reach, television appearances, and celebrity influence to help grow the business. But according to the lawsuit, Selena allegedly signed a contract promising to perform those duties and then did not follow through. The investors also claim the company failed to deliver major projects, including the Wondermind app, which was supposed to be a centerpiece of the business. And then there is Daniela Pearson. Investors allege they were told Pearson had already secured institutional partnerships with major names including JP Morgan and Fidelity. They now claim those partnerships did not actually exist, while promised revenue-generating initiatives allegedly never materialized. The lawsuit also accuses Pearson of making misleading representations about her business background and the returns investors could expect. But this is where the story gets even darker. The investors claim that while Wondermind was allegedly collapsing internally, they were not properly informed. They say they only discovered the seriousness of the company's problems after a September 2025 investigation into Wondermind revealed major allegations about its operations. They claim they had been asking for updates between 2022 and 2025, but that serious financial and operational problems were allegedly concealed from them. And those problems were not completely new. Wondermind had already been facing financial trouble publicly. In 2025, Forbes reported that employees had missed paychecks, freelancers and vendors were owed money, and the company was struggling with cash. Mandy reportedly told employees she had taken out a loan against her home to help keep the company afloat. Then 9 of the company's roughly 15 employees were laid off, leaving only 4. The lawsuit also brings up some extremely serious allegations about Mandy. Investors claim they were unaware of what they describe as a long-running substance abuse problem that allegedly affected her ability to manage the company. Mandy has strongly denied the allegations. She previously called the claims lies spread by disgruntled employees and accused the media of amplifying them. There were also reports from former and current employees describing Mandy's leadership as erratic, including alleged disappearances from the office, angry outbursts, delayed projects, and concerns about her ability to run the company. The reporting also described serious tension between Mandy and Pearson. Pearson left Wondermind in 2023 after an internal power struggle, according to reporting, and the lawsuit claims her departure created a major leadership void. Then there is the mother and daughter situation. The lawsuit claims Selena had been distancing herself from Wondermind because of a long-running family dispute with Mandy. Former employees interviewed in earlier reporting also questioned how involved Selena really was, with some alleging that her involvement was minimal and that she rarely promoted the company compared with her other business interests. And remember, Wondermind was not some tiny side project. It launched with huge ambitions and raised $5 million in series of funding in 2022 at a reported $100 million valuation. The idea was to build a major mental fitness ecosystem involving articles, podcasts, entertainment, digital tools, and eventually an app. Now the investors are accusing Selena, Mandy, Pearson, and Wondermind of securities fraud and other forms of fraud. The lawsuit also includes claims involving breach of contract and rescission, and the investors are demanding their money back, damages and legal costs. They are also asking for a jury trial. Mandy has denied the substance abuse and company mismanagement allegations, while Selena had not publicly responded to the allegations in the latest reporting. So, what started as a celebrity-backed mission to make mental health conversations easier has now turned into a $1 million legal battle involving allegations of misleading investors, failed business promises, financial chaos, internal conflict, and questions about Selena's involvement. And the biggest question now is simple: did the investors genuinely get misled, or is this a failed startup being turned into a much bigger legal fight? That is what the courts will ultimately have to decide. And honestly, this story may only be getting started. Because if these allegations develop further in court, we could be looking at much more than a failed celebrity startup. We could be watching a very public battle over money, family, business promises, and whether the star power behind Wondermind helped sell investors a dream that allegedly was already falling apart behind closed doors. Selena's name is now attached to a serious fraud case. Mandy is fighting back against explosive allegations, and investors want their money back. The next chapter could get very interesting.